While Messi and Ronaldo play their last World Cup, a teenager just matched a record only Pelé had ever touched. Lamine Yamal is 18 years old. He has already won a European championship, broken Barcelona's youngest debutant record, and become the youngest scorer in La Liga history. At this World Cup, he became the youngest player to feature for Spain and the youngest goal scorer in the country's history before he had even turned 17. Now, at the tournament itself, he scored against Saudi Arabia to join Pelé as the only players aged 18 or younger to open the scoring in a World Cup match. A hamstring injury threatened his participation in the lead-up to the tournament. It didn't matter. 10 minutes into his first full 90 minutes at the World Cup, he had already answered every doubt. Off the pitch, Yamal has become something more than a footballer, a cultural figure recognized well beyond the game, unafraid to speak on issues that matter to him. On it, defenders know exactly what's coming and still can't stop it. Spain are chasing their second World Cup title. Yamal is the reason most people believe they can get there. Jude Bellingham broke out as a 17-year-old at Borussia Dortmund. By 2022, he was one of the standout teenagers at that World Cup. By 2023, he had joined Real Madrid and won the Champions League in his first season. Now 22, Bellingham is no longer the breakout talent. He's the leader England builds around. His combination of physicality, intelligence, and box-to-box influence has drawn comparisons to some of the great modern midfielders. Already with over 45 caps for England at his age, he finished third in the 2024 Ballon d'Or voting, a result that told the rest of football exactly where he stands. England have not won a World Cup since 1966. Every generation since has carried that weight and fallen short. Bellingham, alongside Declan Rice, represents the clearest chance in decades to finally change that story. If England go all the way in 2026, it will be because their most important player isn't even 30 yet. Endrick's path to this World Cup has not been smooth. He arrived at Real Madrid in 2024 with enormous expectation, a teenage striker from Brazil with explosive acceleration and a knack for scoring in tight spaces. Real Madrid's attack, already stacked with Vinicius, Mbappé, and Bellingham, left little room for him to develop at the pace anyone hoped. Rather than disappear, Endrick moved on loan to Lyon in January 2026. The change paid off immediately, 5 goals and 7 assists in 16 games, helping Lyon qualify for the Champions League and finish 4th in League One. It was enough to convince Carlo Ancelotti, Brazil's head coach, that Endrick deserved his place in the squad. Brazil haven't won a World Cup since 2002. Neymar carries the emotional weight of that drought, but Endrick represents something different. The next generation Brazil is hoping can finally end the wait, even if his moment comes from the bench rather than the starting 11. Yamal has already matched Pelé. Bellingham is carrying a 60-year weight on his shoulders. Endrick is fighting for his moment off the bench. While the legends play their final World Cup, this generation isn't waiting politely for their turn. They're already writing their own chapter, in real time, on the same stage. If you want to follow every story this World Cup produces, subscribe. This is exactly what this channel is built for.